Ash, you obviously started so hot from three today. Just how good did that feel for you after you had the little bit of a slump at Notre Dame? And what was kind of going through your head as they just kept falling for you in that first quarter?
I just kind of came with the approach that I come with every game, that I just need to be shot ready, be aggressive, stick to what I know. And I couldn't have gotten those open shots without my teammates. The way we were running our offense, the way we were passing, the way we were moving, it made it so much easier to get open threes, and that just got me settled into the game.
Following up on that, you had a career high 7 threes. You guys set the program record for 20. What does that mean to be a part of a special night like this?
I mean, it means everything to be a part of something like that's so big. Being a part of UConn history, it's just super surreal, and I'm glad that I could contribute and accomplish that with my team.
Ash, you said you came with the same approach, but was there anything that you did different that you felt maybe got you on the right track to start and then led to the 7 of 7 start?
I mean, I just kind of came with the approach that I usually approach. I mean, with games, you can't overthink it. I just have to stay within myself and be true to who I am, and that's when I'm most successful.
Thanks, Sarah. Iowa State's coach said that, in only 13 games, you've managed to really establish yourself as a UConn type player. How do you, can you speak to what that means and being a part of this program means to you?
It means a lot, being able to, thank you. It means a lot being able to say that I, played for UConn or for Coach Auriemma. And it means being confident every time I step on the court and playing we're the best team out
there. Sarah, how would you say Coach has challenged you the most in the first, 11 games of your career, and what does that kind of conversation look like?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that last part? I didn't hear you.
Oh, just in what has that dialogue looked like?
Yeah, he's definitely challenged me at practice, just saying little things to try to get to me. But I know that he's trying to help me, so I just try not to let it get to me.
Yeah, Ashlynn, every team has games where you have open shots and they just don't fall. And tonight you have a night like this. What does a night like this feel like once it starts rolling and it seems like every shot's going in, not only for you but for whoever's taking them?
It feels great. I mean, all of my teammates, we were all hitting our shots, and I think that's what made the game so incredible and so fun to play in, is because not only was Sarah was playing amazing, Paige was playing amazing, I was hitting shots, everyone was contributing, and just the atmosphere that we had, the fans feeding in the energy, our team, it was just super cool to be a part of and just such a fun game to play.
Thanks. Sarah, I wanted to ask you about one play in particular. To close the third quarter, your last basket, it looked like you were going to shoot another three. I don't know if you had one eye on the clock and one eye on the two defenders you beat, but what were you considering as options in that moment, and did you know you had enough time, obviously, to get through the lane like that?
I didn't really think about it. I just had in my mind that I was going to drive and just read my defender and just took it.
Okay, this one's for Ashlynn. Both you and Sarah surpassed, you beat your records for most amount of points in a game. Can you just talk about how the underclassmen have been playing so far this season and what Husky fans can expect for the rest of the season?
You can expect a lot from us. I think a lot of us, especially from last season to now, you've seen that we were able to contribute, and we're such a strong force that we're not shying down or backing down from the spotlight, I guess. But no, it's just super cool to see that we're able to contribute.
Sarah, watching you play, it seems like you're not being challenged. It just seems like everything is just so easy for you. Have you felt that playing at this level has been challenging to you thus far this season?
Yeah, it's definitely been challenging. It's not easy. It's a huge adjustment from high school, the pace and just the physicality, and just playing a new role in a new team with new teammates has been also an adjustment. It was good.
You have to put it into the mic.
could hear myself. It's okay. I thought they could hear me.
Is it me?
Whoa.
Good? Oh, everyone good. Okay. Geno, just a few about Sarah. What were you kind of laughing at up there or throughout the press conference?
I just said your mom's going to be really mad at me if I can't get you to speak into the microphone. So the next question. And then she said, that was better, wasn't it? So, yeah, it's great to be young.
You've talked about wanting Sarah to play, like she knows she can be an All-American, like she has to be aggressive. Have you seen her take steps in that direction, especially tonight with, career high night?
I think most kids, I shouldn't say every kid, I think most kids when they go to college, at least when they come to UConn anyway, it's not something that's imposed on them by the coaches. We just get these kind of kids. And it's good and bad, don't get me wrong. I think they see the program, the success of the program, and who we are, what we've done, and they feel like I have to earn my time. I have to earn my right to do this and this. And no matter what I say to some of the freshmen, that I don't want you to act like one, I want you to be yourself, and it's going to take time for them, some of them. And some of them it takes a long time, and some of them it happens right away. So I don't know how many games we played so far. How many games have we played? Anybody know? How many, 11? We played 11? So I would say if you look back to game 1 and 2 and 3, maybe, to today, there's more of comfort level with whatever I do. I'm just going to do it because that's what I think I should do right now. Now, when you ask that question about time on the clock and whether she understood, like, should I shoot it, time on the clock, drive it, she had no idea how much time was on the clock. I just think she plays instinctively, plays with whatever the game gives her. I don't think she tries to force something to happen that isn't there. Now, I'm not saying she's perfect, and I'm not saying she doesn't, do things that, she's going to want to improve on. But, 11 games in, I had said recently, that she had just scratched the surface of what she can do. And as more players on our team become even more comfortable with her, because a lot of times I think we're not quite sure sometimes where she is. So I think as the season goes on, I just have a lot of confidence in her ability. And I have a lot of confidence in her judgment, which is probably more important.
Geno, when you have a game like that and the ball's just going in, how much does that, there's always so much weight and expectation around here. When you have a game like that, it just looks like it's fun for everybody who's out there. What does that do in terms, and how does that carry over, just that looseness and that confidence?
Well, first of all, I didn't expect, based on the last couple days in practice, I know we played Georgetown on Sunday, so we didn't have a lot, but I think leading up to the Georgetown game and the last couple days, I really didn't expect this. You know, I thought we would have a difficult time. And I said, we need to win the three-point battle by you know, by quite a few, because they make 9 a game. So there was a good chance that I thought they would get 15, 17 tonight. So we made a decision that we were going to, you know, try to work really, really hard to limit their threes. And when the basket looks big early on, the basket just gets bigger as the game goes on. And for some players, they make their first 2 or 3, they think they can make the next 23. I think Iowa State is really hard to play against, believe it or not, notwithstanding tonight. You know, the way they defend a certain way that makes it like you really got to work to get open, and then you got to work really hard defensively. So tonight was totally unexpected in what the final score was. But there's been a lot of challenges for our team since we got back from the Bahamas. You know, it seems like every game we've played has been out of a hotel or on a road trip, you know, and during exams. So there's a lot going on. So I'm really impressed, and I'm really proud of our team because of the fact that they could just play through all that. And to play well these next 2 games coming off of, you know, the Notre Dame game where obviously it was a bitter disappointment. To be able to, for a young team to shake that off and move on. It's interesting. Sarah made a good point. You know, she was asked about playing here, and she said something to the effect that, you know, playing here and the tradition and how good they've been and being part of that. I think sometimes that scares some kids. They start to question whether they can, and yet at the same time, it motivates some kids to actually go, yeah, that's why I came here, because I can do this. And I'm going to be one of those people that people talk about that was a great player at UConn. So you're never quite sure what you're getting. But I thought we knew what we were getting when we got Sarah. But I mean, we only 3 players, you know. It seems like only 3 players scored, but I thought it was a great game by our team. It was a great game by our team.
Geno, you got a great start there by Ashlynn. I mean, she had 20 in the first quarter, hit all 7 shots, 6 threes. That, as you said, kind of opened up things. How big is it to have her get going offensively, knowing you're missing Easy, but you get her back soon, and take some pressure off Paige and Sarah that there's a third scoring option right now, and then the fact you hit 23s without Easy, who's probably the best three-point shooter you have right now. What does that say about this team's shooting ability?
Well, you can take that as Azy's not playing, so if you're Ash, okay, now there's more of an emphasis on I got to make mine. Not only do I got to make mine, but I also got to make some of hers. And it puts a lot of pressure on Paige. I got to make mine and make some of Azy's. And again, it can work the opposite way. But again, if you're a confident kid and you feel like this is why I'm here. I was built for this, and I just need an opportunity. I just need to be open, and I'll do the rest. You know, I think we're going to need 3 legitimate big-time scorers the entire season. Where they come from, it really doesn't matter to me. But, you know, hopefully we'll have at least 4 maybe when AZ gets back. You know, that's ideal, obviously.
You mentioned what a difficult stretch this has been for your group. You're going into another challenging one this weekend. Just what do you think like you can learn about your team through a series of games like this?
We said, you know, after our first couple of games, when people would ask me what I think of my team, I said I'll let you know at Christmas time, because I felt like this December stretch was really gonna be telling in a great way, telling in a good way, or telling in a lousy way. And I think for the most part, this team is resilient. You know, we're able to come back. You know, even in the Notre Dame game, you know, we got it to 2 with a minute left in the third quarter, and we couldn't sustain that. But it could have been very easily a 20-point game, you know, on the road. Those kids had never played in that building ever before, none of them that played in that game, you know. So the fact that we can bounce back like that and then play really well these next 2 games, yeah, it shows that we're learning, we're getting a little bit better, we're getting a little tougher, we're believing in each other a little bit more. Ice played great tonight. She's not going to get a lot of, you know, box score stuff, but I thought she had a great game. Great game. You know, we just need everybody to contribute in their own way, and that's what we're getting. And Saturday night, you know, Saturday night's going to be a whole different kind of matchup than this one. So it's another big test. And what I said was, the more times we get tested, the better we're going to be. Because we're either going to pass those tests, and we're going to be a lot better. We're going to fail some of those tests, and we're going to learn from them. But the key is you got to be tested. And that's what we're doing right now. And I like how we're going about it so far.
We've seen how high the ceiling can be for Ash, obviously. What do you feel like is the key for her to finding that level with some more consistency going forward?
Ash was a really, really, really confident high school player who thought she could make any shot, anytime. And the thing that, little by little, I'm hoping is that she remembers that and focuses on that and doesn't check with me every time to see if what I just did was okay. And I think that's another aspect of, you know, these are kids that come to school and they, without any work on my own, they feel like they need my approval. Not all of them do. Some, I'm looking for their approval, some of these guys. But Ash is one of those that wants to please and wants your approval. And I think once she starts to understand she just needs her approval, then, you know, she can have, it's hard to have a night like this every night, but she can have nights where things like this happen. Okay? What?